Rocks of Scilly, scene of 1,000 shipwrecks, each rock with its own story to tell, and today I aim to bring you just one of them, the Cockney Buccaneer. Right, so this is an old chart I dug out the archives a good few years ago now, and it was drawn in 1680 by a guy called Simon Bailey. It's very primitive, but Bailey decided for some reason to stick 4 shipwrecks on it. He put one here, another one here, and one there. And he did it in the form of the captain's names. And in this case, he put Captain Lock Lost. Now, Captain Lock was the skipper of the Royal Oak that sank in 1665. And he's written that by Pednathize. And that's where we're heading to in this video, to have a look at the Royal Oak. Right, so this is the narrative. It's Mr. Daniel's report on the loss of the Royal Oak, and I'll just read you a little bit of it. It says, "In the morning before daylight we found ourselves environed with rocks and beaches, which terrible sight made us bestir ourselves. Some in the tops to see if we were any passage through, but we could find none, yet cast our best bower anchor after cutting our mast away. But all would not prevail. Ye wind being so violent, our ship cast between 2 rocks, where she in half an hour split all in pieces. Some of us miraculously got onto ye rocks. We found ourselves on a low rock that could not preserve us from being washed away at high water, so we ventured upon pieces of our ship and got from ye rock we first landed to a higher rock that, praised be God, did not overflow." And that's the narrative in the Bodleian Library. Now, the narrative also states that they were coming in from the northwest, travelling in a southeasterly direction. So we've got to look on the northwestern side of Pednathize. Now, the site that I'm visiting today is as described. So yeah, let's go and have a look at what's down there. Right, so the Royal Oak was a standard sized East Indiaman. Of that period, you're talking about 30 guns, 350 tons. It's also mentioned by Samuel Pepys in his diary. Just after the wreck, he went to a tea party and he talked about the wreck of the Royal Oak at Scilly. Right, so we're anchored over the site now, and the chart says that the ship struck near Pednathize. This is Pednathize behind me, and there is a cannon site in here that's unidentified. Now, whether it's the Royal Oak, it's a good candidate, so it's never been identified. Whether I can find any more of this wreckage again is another matter, but we'll go in and have a look and see if we can't show some of it to you and locate some of it again. Right, so I saw a couple of cannons over here which I got some footage of. The nice ones that are under the boulders with no weed on, they're difficult to find, and I couldn't get far enough into the shallows because there was too much surge. But right at the end of the dive where the seal was over here, and there's a lovely big cannon right at the bottom of that rock. Now the Royal Oak narrative said that the men, the survivors, had to get onto they were on a small rock and they had to get to a bigger rock which didn't get overwhelmed by the sea. Now if this is the Royal Oak, or what's remains of her, because all the guns are around in this hole here, this bay, the chances are that they were on this rock here, this small one, and it said they traversed across wreckage to get onto a bigger rock. So this could be the scene of the Royal Oak. But whatever it is, there's a cannon site in here that's unidentified, and it was found by a guy called Mick Pirrie many years ago. Anyway, yeah, that's the Royal Oak, or some of her. I wish we could have found more for you, but that was enough, and it was hard enough work.